What was the length of?
Oh, the shear length?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm using a 7-inch Sam Via swivel shear. Aw, Sadie says hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Sadie's our apprentice here at Brooks and Harlan. She's usually our camera girl. We're missing you today. Okay, so what we just did was part 1, right, where we were going to blend the bangs into the frame. Turn your head to one side. I'm going to move this up a little bit. We still have to do step 2, which is make this blocky piece not blocky, like unblockify, okay? So, but if you look at what we just did, you know, disregarding this chunk right here, look how seamlessly it goes from like short to long. You don't see any steps in the hair. That's like a really beautiful, perfect frame just from over directing, cutting upwards, and then bringing that back down. That over direction just helps to spread everything out. It creates blend. And I love this technique because it's so easy. Okay, look straight ahead. So now that we've blended in the first part, now let's get this guy, okay? So I'm gonna bring this piece up in a little triangular section. And look down with me, Sharon. Mm-hmm. So you can see it looks like a little triangle, right? You see that? We're going to bring everything to this point on the triangle and cut from short to long and debulk in the same way. The reason why is that we cut from short to long starting here. When we drop it, it's going to go from short to long this way and also short to long that way. Does that make sense? Look straight ahead. Straight ahead. Heart. I was going to say heart if that made sense, but then said straight ahead at the same time. So awkward. Okay, ready? I'm going to flip you this way. Sharon's like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for anything.
Whatever you want.
So here you can see where that chunky piece is. It's right there. I'm just going to go in and start to carve out some weight. And I want that heavy piece to collapse a little bit. I want to get rid of that hard line and instead see like wisps at the ends. So I'm cutting in valleys, and I'm going back the same valleys because I've just done 3. 1, 2, 3 valleys. I'm going back to those same valleys and just like whittling off this peak a little bit into. Imagine these are just like, the only way that I could describe it that makes sense in my head is like, imagine they're like 4 sticks of eyeliner that you need to sharpen, and you're trying to do a really cute wispy cat eye and the eyeliner is blunt. Like you want to keep whittling off those points until they're really sharp and wispable. It's a word I just made up, but I like it. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about these. I feel like they're nice and pointy and wispy. So I'm going to check it just by recombing through, holding it up. Okay, I like that. I don't see any blockiness. I do see areas that are a little heavier than others, like right here. I'm going to go in and just kind of debulk. And then we're going to start to bring this piece down. And I'm going to check to see if I like how that blends. And I do. You can start to see where it's going to sit when we style it. So it's still like stick straight because we just ironed it like poker straight. But now let's swoosh it. So I like swooshing to check. I'm using my Babyliss, I gotta use that, my Babyliss Prima 3000. And we're going to just swoosh this and get it into the shape that she's going to wear it in, so then I can get a better visual and decide if I need to cut any more or not. Like, how cute is that piece? Okay. So now it's swooshed back. I'm liking where it's sitting. It's like right at cheekbone length. I like this frame that we cut in. I feel like it's pretty flattering. Okay, what other questions do we have here? Can you move your camera to the right side? Okay, hang on. Why don't we try this so we can see her ends a little bit more? I'm going to center her a bit more. Hi from Sweden. Hi. Yeah, 7-inch Sam Via swivels. They're like my favorite. Cool. Okay. So now we're going back. And again, like I'm still going to debulk this area. Actually, I want to check an area here. Look over the shoulder again. Just want to make sure we remove like a little corner if there is one. Just cutting it where it lives. Okay, look straight ahead. All right, so let's do the same thing on this side. So again, we're gonna do this in 2 steps. We're gonna blend the bangs into the frame. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is we're going to blend this chunkiness out of the bangs. Turn your head to the side. We're gonna pull back, look at the hairline, analyze the shape, and follow and mirror that same shape. And this gives us that full coverage on the hairline so we avoid having any holes cut. Straight ahead.
Sounds good.
It sounds good?
Avoiding holes sounds like a good thing.
Avoiding holes is a good thing. It's a very good thing. Okay, so now I'm going to move this camera up a little bit. Watch this thing just like fall off my station mirror. Okay. Over direct. I can see where my rough draft bangs are. That's point A. Point B is wherever my scissors land because I'm going to cut this in like a nice steep arch. And debulk a little bit. So feeling that, like the arch, and again, if it goes from short to long this way, when we move it back down to where it lives, it's going to now go from short to long that way. Okay, turn your head again. So now we're straightening this line up. So this is essentially like 2 sections. Super easy, right? And you get like the whole side of the head done. All right, look straight ahead again. We're going to lift this up. This is my guide in the neighboring section. Cut from point A to point B. Move this camera up so you can see. We're going to get this arch shape going on like that. Then I'm going to go into my arch shape because I'm here already and just debulk a little bit. And again, I am going for really lived-in PC vibe. So I'm going in here and texturizing pretty heavily, but still making sure that we have that same arch shape maintained and that we're not ruining our shape with the texture. Okay, so we still have this short to long business going, right? And same thing when we bring it back down. It's going to fall short to long in her face frame. And if you turn your head to the side. So I'm feeling pretty good about how that frame is sitting. Again, minus this piece that we're going to blend, but look how seamless that is. And again, sometimes I'll do like a little extra blending on that. Like just cutting it where it falls, getting that corner right off. Okay, feel better about that. Okay, so now we're going to blend that guy. I know you guys are all looking at. Look straight ahead.
There was a question earlier.
Yeah? Is the section from the highest part of the ear straight up and down? Yes, it is. That's the second section. You prefer the Samvia 7-inch swivels or just dry cutting? No, I use them for like everything. It's like Windex. I've got, let's see. I gotta learn how to cut that way. I usually just slide my shears. There's actually a video on how to go from like sliding to actual like cutting. Maybe I'll repost that. Will I be at a hair show soon? So no, I'm not gonna be at any hair shows at, for the rest of this year. But I am teaching one more class with Shan Hair in Georgia, in Roswell. So there's a link in my bio, and it's like a 6-hour educational event. We're doing 2 live models, melty looks. We're gonna go over all the things, like just technical skills, business skills, social media things, boundaries, all the things. All right, so now we're gonna blend this piece in, right? Look down for me. Again, this is a triangular section that we're taking. Triangle, right? And we're gonna drag everything to this point where the hairline meets the part. So when we drop it, it goes from short to long this way, and it goes short to long that way. Look straight ahead, perfect. All right, and I see where that little blocky moment is. I'm going in, I'm putting my valleys in first. Oh, this one's heavy right here, so that one's gonna be fun to cut. Okay, valley, valley, valley. So again, I have like 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to start going through and sharpening those same 4 points. I'm not going in and just like texturizing all willy-nilly here. I'm going in and just making sure these points are sharpened. Doing it a little bit faster than that first one. If you missed the first one or missed the beginning of this one, I'm going to save this in subscribers. Okay, so still have that arch shape, but it's a little pointier. I'm going to drop this, see if I like it. And that definitely creates a much nicer blend, right? And this is what it looks like stick straight. This is how I know, I'm going to get this little piece here. This is how I know that even if Sharon doesn't want to style her bangs that day and she's just like, nah, I'm going to let it just air dry because her hair is pretty straight naturally, it'll still look cute. It'll still blend. There will be no chunks, right? Everything is really, really seamless. But then if she wants to style her bangs out with an iron or whatever, she absolutely can. And they'll look so cute. Ooh, it's cute. Okay, now I'm going to check everything with it styled. Yeah, so we've got that side and we've got this side. Cute, right? They just add a little bit of like lift and some fun. Let me move this camera down a little bit more. So now I want to make sure everything is like consistent. So we're going to comb it all down. I'm looking for any like weighty areas that don't belong. So I've already identified like right there seems a little weighty, more so than that side. So I'm going to pick that up and just do a little debulking and drop it and check it. This is one of the many reasons I love dry cutting, is because you can just see how it's coming along as you're doing it and go back in and make any little adjustments as needed. Yeah, and then I'll cross check it this way. I'll lift it up a little bit. So I should see like almost a little bit of like a U shape up here. Okay, so I'm feeling that. I like it. So far we've cut all the way back to, let's see, we took a section here and then we took a section here, right? Now we're going to bring in the back. Oh, that looks so cute. Okay. And essentially, I'm just going to do this like vertical section up here. I'm going to use this adjacent layer here as my guide. And we're taking all of this off because we want it to be like just fun, full of movement. Plus there are like no layers in here. So we're going to put them all in. I'm just taking that right off. All right, let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to have you turn your head this way. Perfect. So vertical section. I'm just going for a really soft blend right here. Okay, we're going to drop that. And also, because of the length of her hair, I am bringing everything up. I tend to not love cutting layers 90 degrees on long hair. It's not wrong, but I know that like it'll take out a lot of weight at the bottom, and I don't really want her ends to be like too skinny. Also, that can cause graduation. So if you've ever done like a long layered haircut and like when you're done, you feel like there's like a random inch shelf at the end that no matter what you do, you can't blend it out. That's because that shelf is from graduation. It's not necessarily